Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel Physics with Rams. So today we are going to discuss about relative motion and relative velocity. So here before going to discuss this, just we have to discuss about rest and motion. So rest and motion of a body is being represented based on reference frame which we had discussed in our first video. Reference frame, when we consider a body is at rest position and when we consider a body is at a motion, is being represented in our first video itself. Let us revise this topic once again by an example. Here let us consider a train which is moving in the forward direction, in this direction with a speed of 20 meter per second. So here as we consider a train possesses some passengers, means it is carrying the passengers from one place to another place. So here in that passengers, let us consider two passengers, A and B. So here as you consider these two passengers A and B which are in the train, so with respect to passenger B, passenger A is at rest position. Still the train is moving. Why? Because they possess the same position at different times. That's why we can say that with respect to position B, position A is at rest position. Whereas with respect to passenger A, passenger B is at rest position. As we consider the train is crossing a platform. As you can say, a train is crossing a platform, and here on the platform let us consider a passenger C is standing. Observe that passenger C is standing on the platform. So with respect to passenger C, both the passengers A and B are at motion. They are in moving position and they possess a speed of 20 meter per second. Whereas here let us consider that the passenger A is moving in this direction within the train with a speed of 4 meter per second. Since the passenger A is moving within the train with this speed, with respect to passenger C, the passenger A possesses a speed of 24 meter per second. 24 meter per second. Whereas the passenger B possesses a speed of 20 meter per second with respect to passenger C. Why? Because he is not moving within the train, he is at rest position. Whereas if we consider the passenger A is moving in the opposite direction with the same speed, then with respect to passenger C, the passenger A possesses a speed of 16 meter per second. Why? Because he is moving in the opposite direction, 16 meter per second. Whereas passenger B will be, since he is at rest position, he possesses the same speed, 20 meter per second with respect to passenger C. Now based on this concept, now we are going to discuss about relative motion. Take a screenshot. Now we are going to discuss about relative motion and relative velocity based on this diagram. Observe that there are two observers. Observer A is at this position and observer B is at this position. Let us consider that a body is moving along this horizontal motion. Let us, when we consider the body, let us consider that the body is at point P. Body is at point P. So now here, now we have to represent the distance of point P with respect to observer A as well as observer B. So here observe that x suffix PA, x suffix PA represents the position of point P with respect to A. Whereas if we consider the point P with respect to B, then we can represent it as x suffix PB. It represents position of point P with respect to B. Whereas the distance between A and B observers is given as x suffix AB, x suffix AB. So now as you observe this, this total distance x suffix PA is equal to sum of these two distances. So we can write it directly. Then we can write it as x suffix PA is equal to x suffix AB plus x suffix PB. It represents the relative motion. Now based on this relative motion, now we have to find the relative velocity. So in order to find this, let us differentiate this equation with respect to time. D by dt of x suffix PA is equal to d by dt of x suffix AB plus d by dt of x suffix PB, x suffix BB. where we know that rate of change of displacement is nothing but velocity. So based on that, we can write it as v suffix pa is equals to v suffix ab plus v suffix pb. So if we send this velocity towards the side, then we can write it as v suffix ab is equals to v suffix pa minus v suffix pb, v suffix pb. Whereas in the case of velocity, if we change the position, means if we represent the velocity as v suffix pb is represented as v suffix bp. If we represent the velocity, then sign of this velocity will change. Sign of this velocity will change. So if we substitute this value in this equation, we have v suffix ab is equals to v suffix pa minus of minus v suffix bp, which can be represented as v suffix pa plus v suffix bp. V suffix bp. We can also change the sign by changing the parameters. Then we can write it as v suffix ap. So based on that, we can write it as v suffix ab equals to v suffix bp minus v suffix ap. It represents a relative velocity equation. So here, take a screenshot. We will continue. Now we are going to discuss about relative displacement. Coming to the case of this relative displacement, here let us consider two bodies A and B. So here we had considered two bodies with respect to origin at a time t equals to 0. So here what happens is after a time of t, position of the body A as well as the position of the body will change and B changes. Now here observe that initially the body is at this position and body B is at this position. Next observe that the position of the body A with respect to origin is represented as XAO and the position of the body B with respect to origin is represented as XBO. Observe that the position of the body has been changed after a time of t seconds, whereas the position of the body reached to a new position of x suffix a, as well as the position of the body has reached to a new position of x suffix b. Now here observe that the position of the body changes based on the velocity. If they possess velocity, due to the velocity itself, the position has been changed with respect to time. Based on that, we can write that the velocity of the body A is given as a position of the body A by time, as well as here velocity of the body B is equals to position of the body B by time. So here as you observe this, here from this we can write it as a position of the body A is equals to velocity of the body A into time t, as well as the position of the body B equals to velocity possessed by the body B into t. Now here we have to write the position of the body A as well as position of the body B with respect to initial position. Then we can write it as x suffix a equals to initial position is XAO plus v suffix a into t, as well as x suffix b equals to x suffix bo plus v suffix b into t. It represents the positions. Now we have to find the relative displacement between the two bodies A and B. For that we just subtract these two equations. So we have to subtract the position of B from position of A. Then we can write it as x suffix A minus x suffix B equals to x AO minus x BO plus, observe that velocity of the A minus velocity of the B into time t. But because time is common in both the velocities, so we can write this equation. The change in this displacement can be represented as a relative displacement. X suffix AB equals to x suffix AO minus x suffix BO plus V suffix A minus V suffix B into t. It represents the equation for relative displacement. Take a screenshot. We will continue with the special cases. Now we are going to discuss the special cases based on this relative displacement. Whereas the relative displacement can also be represented as x suffix b equals to x suffix bo minus x suffix ao plus v suffix b minus v suffix a into. This is the equation we can represent. So based on this equation, now we are going to discuss about the special cases. Let us consider the case 1. So in this case, if velocity of a body A is equals to velocity of body B, then here observe that if we substitute this value here, this value total term becomes 0. As it becomes 0, based on that we can represent the relative displacement as x suffix B A equals to x suffix bo minus x suffix ao. Means there is no chance of overtaking of a body A. So here means they continue the same distance after a particular time itself. Means they continue to move with the same velocity in the forward direction. That represents the case 1. Next case 2. In this case, here we can represent that velocity of body B is greater than velocity of body A. Then relative displacement can be represented as x B A is equals to x suffix bo minus x suffix ao plus v suffix b minus v suffix a into t. Okay. So here based on that we can say that there is no overtaking and the distance between the body and body B increases. Distance between the body and body B increases. Next the third case is velocity of body A is greater than velocity of body B. Since the velocity of the body A is greater than velocity of body B, here the body A will overtake the body B and the distance between A and B decreases. It decreases. Take a screenshot and we will continue. So now we are going to solve the numericals based on this relative displacement. The first numerical is observe that a position of car A and car B at t equals to 0. So initially at a time, initial time is 50 meter and 100 meter. So based on this here we can represent the initial position of car A as 50 meter and we can also represent the initial position of car B as 100 meter. 50 and 100 meters. So these are the initial positions of car A and car B. Next velocity of car A is 20 meter per second. Velocity of the car A is 20 meter per second as well as velocity of car B is 10 meter per second. 10 meter per second. Now we have to find since both the cars are moving in the same direction, when and they will overtake. When and they are going to overtake, we have to find this. In order to find this, we have to consider the time taken by the cars in order to overtake. So for this let us consider the relative displacement equation, where we know that x b a is equals to x bo minus x ao plus v suffix b minus v suffix a into t. So here then let us consider the relative displacement between the two bodies. Why? Because they are going to overtake each other. Means the relative displacement between the two bodies is 0. So we can substitute here 0. xb minus xa equals to 0. So from this xbo is nothing but 100 minus 50 plus velocity of the car B is 10 minus velocity of the car A is 20 into t is equals to 0. 100 minus 50 is 50 plus 10 minus 20 is minus 10 into t is equals to 0. From this we have 10 t is equals to 50. Then t is equals to 5 seconds. So the two cars are going to overtake after a time of 5 seconds. After a time of 5 seconds. So now we have to find the position of the car A and car B. Means how much distance they are going to travel based on this time. So here position of the car A is equals to initial position plus velocity of the car into time t. Then if we substitute here, we have initial position is 50 plus velocity of the car A is 20 into 5. So based on that we can write it as 50 plus 20 into 5 is 100. Means within this time the car A travels a distance of 150 meter. So whereas now we have to find the position B, position of the car B. In this case here observe that the initial position is 100 meter and velocity of the car is 10 into time is 5 seconds. Based on that we can write it as 100 plus 10 into 5, 50. Then we can represent. So overall these two cars will travel a distance of 150 meters. Take a screenshot. We will continue with the next problem. So the next numerical is a lift of height. What is the height of the lift? 5 meter is moving vertically up. It is moving vertically up with uniform velocity of 10 meter per second. 10 meter per second. A bolt is dropped from the ceiling of the lift. So consider it as the bolt. A bolt is being dropped from the ceiling of the lift. Find time taken by the bolt to strike the floor of the lift. Now we have to find the time taken by the bolt to strike the floor of the lift. Now we have to find this time. At the initial position at a time t is equals to 0, both the lift and the bolt possess same velocity. Means the velocity possessed by the lift as well as the velocity possessed by the bolt is same. Means we can write it as velocity of the bolt is equals to velocity of the lift equals to 10 meter per second. So now from this now we have to find the relative velocity of the bolt with respect to lift. Then we can write it as velocity of the bolt minus velocity of the lift equals to 10 minus 10, which is nothing but 0 meter per second. Relative velocity between the bolt and the lift is 0 meter per second. We have to represent the relative acceleration of the bolt with respect to lift. So here observe that the lift is moving up with uniform velocity, then acceleration due of the lift is 0 because it is moving with uniform velocity, whereas acceleration of the bolt is equals to minus g. Why? Because the body is moving in the upward direction. So we can write it as minus 10 meter per second square. So from these two we can write the relative acceleration as a suffix bl equals to a suffix b minus a suffix l equals to minus 10 minus 0, which can be represented as minus 10 meter per second square. Meter per second square. Now we have to represent the relative displacement of the bolt. So here the relative displacement of the bolt with respect to lift is equals to relative displacement of the bolt minus displacement of the lift. So here since at initial position it does not travel any distance, we consider it as 0 minus 5. So relative displacement of the bolt is minus 5 meter. So now we have to substitute these values in the equation. S equals to ut plus half at square. S equals to ut plus half at square. Why? Because we have to find the time based on this relative acceleration, relative velocity and relative displacement. So here we have minus 5 is equals to 0 t plus half into relative acceleration is minus 10 into t square. So from this we have minus 10 t square equals to minus 5. 10 by 2 into t square equals to minus 5. So here we know that 5 2s are 10. So we have minus 5 t square equals to minus 5. So here minus 5 and minus 5 gets cancelled. We have t square equals to 1. T is equals to 1 second. So this is the time taken by the bolt to reach the bottom of the lift. The next problem is the distance between Hyderabad and Vijayawada is 200 kilometers. Two trains starts simultaneously with speeds of 54 kmph and 72 kmph from both stations in opposite directions. So here observe that the two trains have been started from Hyderabad and Vijayawada, which are traveling in opposite directions. One train is started at Hyderabad, another train has started at Vijayawada. They are traveling in opposite directions. As the two trains are traveling in opposite directions, here let us consider the train which has started at Hyderabad is A, and the train which has started at Vijayawada is B. Now observe that the train A has started with a speed of 54 kmph. Then we can write it as 54 into 5 by 18. Why? Because we know that 1 kmph equals 5 by 18, and we know that 18 3s are 54. Then we have 5 3s are 15 meter per second. Whereas the velocity of the train B is equals to 72 kmph, which is equals to 72 into 5 by 18. 4s are, so we have 5 4s are 20 meter per second. 20 meter per second. Now, and the distance between these two cities is Hyderabad and Vijayawada is 200 kilometers. So based on this, now we have to represent this distance based on the relative motion. Then we can represent it as XAO minus XBO is equal to 200 kilometer. Whereas if you convert it into meters, we have 200 into 10 to the power of 3 meters. Or we can also write it as 2 into 10 to the power of 5 meter. Now, as you observe that since the trains are going to cross each other, the relative displacement after a time t is 0. Since they are going to cross each other, the relative displacement between the two trains is 0. So here, now we have to find the time taken by the two trains to cross each other. In order to find this, consider the displacement formula, and we know that XBA is equal to XBO minus XAO plus V suffix B minus V suffix A into T. So here XBO is equal to 0, 0 equals to 200, nothing but 2 into 10 to the power of 5 plus V suffix B. Here, since the train is traveling in the opposite direction, we consider it as a minus 20, and here velocity of the train A is minus 15. So here 0 equals to 2 into 10 to the power of 5 plus minus 20 minus 15 into T. The train B is traveling in opposite direction, we had represented this. Based on that, we have 2 into 10 to the power of 5 minus 20 minus 15, nothing but minus 35 T. Then based on that, we can write it as 35 T is equals to 2 into 10 to the power of 5. If we bring this towards the side, then we have time T is equals to 2 into 10 to the power of 5 by 35. 2 into 10 to the power of 5 by 35 seconds. This is the time taken by the trains to cross each other. Take a screenshot and we will continue. The next problem is a lift of height 5 meter is moving vertically up with the acceleration of, here observe that the lift is moving with the acceleration of 5 meter per second square. Means here the lift is moving with this acceleration of 5 meter per second square. A bolt is dropped from the ceiling of the lift. So here now we consider it as a bolt, it has been dropped from the ceiling. Find the time taken by the bolt to reach the floor of the lift. Now we have to find the time taken by the bolt to reach the floor of the lift. Here the relative velocity between the bolt and the lift is represented as velocity of the bolt minus velocity of the lift is equals to 0. Why? Because both the lift and the bolt possess same velocity at time t is equals to 0. On that, here now we have to represent the acceleration of the bolt with respect to lift. Then acceleration of the bolt minus acceleration of the lift. Where observe that acceleration of the bolt is nothing but it possesses acceleration due to gravity. Then here acceleration of the bolt is nothing but minus 10 meter per second square. What about lift? The lift is moving up with an acceleration of 5 meter per second square. So if we substitute these values here, we have minus 10 minus 5, which is equals to minus 15 meter per second square. So it is a relative velocity. What about relative displacement between the bolt and the lift is final position minus initial position. Why? Because 5 meter is so here we get minus 5 meter. So if we substitute all these values in the equation, s equals to s a relative of a bolt with respect to lift equals to u relative of bolt with respect to lift into time plus 1 by 2 into acceleration relative of bolt with respect to lift into t square. So here s relative, displacement relative with respect to bolt is minus 5 is equals to u relative is 0 into t plus half into minus 15 into t square, minus 15 into t square. So here from this we have minus 5 is equals to minus 15 by 2 into t square. From this here if we cross multiply, then we have t square equals to minus and minus gets cancelled, 10 by 15, 5 2s are 5 3s are. From this here we get t square equals to 2 by 3, then t is equals to under root of 2 by 3. On solving this root here, we get approximately a time of 0.667 seconds. Time taken by the bolt to in order to reach from top of the lift to bottom of the lift is 0.667 seconds. Take a screenshot. Have any doubts? Pick me in the comment box. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and share the video to your friends. Thank you.